What's up, everyone? My name is Maximilian, and welcome back to another episode of Breaking Down Black Ops 2 Multiplayer. We're going to take a look at some of the stuff we didn't see in the previous episodes where we talked about perks and score streaks. One more notably is wildcards, so let's get right into it. Wildcards comes along with this 10-point allocation system that allows you to create your class, assign more perks than you would normally have, different weapons you'd normally have, or lacking weapons you'd normally have to add to other categories. Now, the wildcards are unique because they allow you to do certain things to your create a class system or your 10-point system. More notably, let's get into the specifics of each one, and we'll give you an idea of how each one is going to actually affect you and your create a class. Primary Gunfighter allows you a third attachment on your primary weapon. So this is pretty crazy because we'll get into this in a second. There's a lot of attachments on primaries that were actually perks before, so we'll talk about that in a second. Secondary Gunfighter gives you a second attachment on your secondary. Overkill, take a primary weapon as your secondary weapon, and this is pretty awesome because it allows you to put something like a lightweight weapon, most notably a shotgun or a SMG, in your primary class, and still have a heavier weapon so you don't lose that mobility. Danger Close lets you take another lethal, so this is like 2 grenades or 2 sticky grenades. Perk 1, Greed, lets you take another perk from Perk 1. There's Perk 2 and Perk 3, which lets you take another perk from Perk 2 and another perk from Perk 3. Essentially allowing you 2 perks from the first perk category, 2 perks from the second perk category, and 2 perks from the third perk category. Meaning that you could potentially get 6 perks in total. And finally is Tactician, which lets you take a tactical grenade in place of your lethal grenade. So if you want to just ditch the lethals and take more stuns or anything like that, you can totally do so. Like I was saying earlier, wildcards will kind of change things as far as how people want to set up their classes, and I'm pretty sure you have to choose these wildcards when you choose your 10-point class, so it's pretty interesting, and it gives a lot of variety of how people are actually going to do it, but like I said, it seems it can be a little bit risky because it could be kind of game-breaking for some combinations. But we'll see. We don't know exactly what's going on yet. What I wanted to talk about here is some of the more things, or some of the things that is definitely going to be changing as far as how Black Ops 2 is different from previous Call of Duties, and that's in weapon attachments. So hear me out. For primary attachments, as far as like assault rifles, you get things like the reflex scope, the ACOG, the target finder, which is that field of view thing, kind of similar to the targeting from chopper gunners. You get hybrid optics, you get a suppressor, you get fast mag. So hold on a sec, fast mag, that sounds like a faster version of reloading, aka sleight of hand. Looks like they're putting sleight of hand as an attachment now, and that's why you do not see it as a perk, so that's pretty substantial. Adjustable stock, quick draw, whoa, there we go, there's another one. Quick draw is usually a perk that you see in the game as far as a regular selectable perk, and now it's an attachment. You get a grenade scanner, a millimeter scanner, don't know exactly what those are yet. A grenade launcher, and that's interesting. I thought they were talking that grenade launchers were not going to be in Black Ops 2, but here they are. It looks like there are actually grenade launchers you can put on your weapons. Kind of a bummer, but we'll see how nerfed they are. And then you get select fire. So this is what I was predicting in the previous breakdown trailer episode I did. This means that when you have a gun, you can choose the amount of fire rate it does, whether it's like single burst, triple burst, fully automatic, stuff like that. You can actually choose the fire rate of your weapon. Now this will be interesting because this might actually change the balance of several weapons depending on how good the select fire rate is. I'm hoping they're taking this into account when they actually balance these guns, is that once you allow a gun to shoot 3 bursts or fully automatic or single shot, it really depends on the sway of the weapon, the jump of the weapon, of how powerful it's essentially going to become. If some guns don't move very much within the first few seconds of you firing fully automatic, then you might have an extremely powerful 3-shot gun, something similar to the version of the M16 in Call of Duty 4. It just depends. It really depends on how good it ends up being. Moving along, we had FMJ, so Full Metal Jacket, allows you to shoot through walls better, and extended clips, so some stuff that's familiar, and a few things in here that are drastically different, and they're actually trying to combine perks with attachments. This will be interesting because there's that wild card that allows you to have multiple attachments on your gun, more than 3. And this is definitely where it's going to be coming into account. The other stuff that I noticed on here is that they didn't have the lasers. I think this could be one of the scanners for any of the assault rifles because they didn't have the optic laser that comes out of your gun. I've been seeing that a lot so far in gameplay footage, so we'll see where that shows up. Moving on to secondary weapons and attachments, they get the reflex attachment, suppressor, extended clip, fast mag once again. FMJ, you can now dual wield once again your pistols, of course, and laser sights. So I'm pretty jazzed the fact that I can get like a SOCOM from you know, the original Metal Gear Solid as a weapon, and you can actually have a laser sight on it, or at least a gun that looks like it. It might be really fun to run around with a handgun that has a laser sight. Nonetheless, it just bringing me back to like Metal Gear 1 days. Moving on, there's a lot of the weapons have been announced for Black Ops 2 that are already confirmed in the game. There's a huge list of them, and I'll actually list them on the screen right now so you can get an idea of what they are. But as far as some returning weapons, some stuff that we have seen from previous games, the Scar is coming back as far as an assault rifle, but it's the Scar H. Moving on to some light machine guns, I think the MK48 might have been in Modern Warfare 2. Correct me if I'm wrong. There's the new assault shield, which is the crazy mobile version where you can plant it into the ground. It's not a riot shield. And they have submachine guns, and the Scorpion, or a new version of the Scorpion, is back. And they have the MP7 from Modern Warfare 3. So there's also secondary weapons like the launchers. You get the SMAW, you got the RPG, and you also probably have this this FJH-18AA. Most likely is your new version of a Stinger. So who knows? That probably could be that way. There's about 4 different pistols, and what's awesome now is that when you do not have anything equipped and you actually run out into the map naked, it says you just have a combat knife. So this is different than what we were predicting before. Panic knifing is still going to be in Black Ops 2. It's just, I guess, part of the core gameplay they didn't want to remove. And it means that when you don't have anything equipped and you choose to perk out yourself or equipment the hell out of yourself and you just run out there with a knife, you'll just have the thing that says combat knife and you just run around with the knife at your side. So that's kind of neat. That I've seen the different animations for that in the previous trailer, and it looks pretty damn cool, and I'm fairly excited about it. So a few more things that's going to be changing substantially in Black Ops 2. Let me know what you guys think about some of the perks now making their way as attachments. And this overall 10-point allocation system, using the fact that you can now attach like 3 attachments. It seems that with all this stuff adding together, it's that if you have 2 perks in the first slot, you can still make yourself invulnerable to things like, you know, UAV radar and enemy kill streaks in the sky, which was kind of some of the stuff that bugged people about Modern Warfare 3, is that you had to make a decision about that in Black Ops 2, and in Modern Warfare 3 you had 2 different categories for Blind Eye and Assassin, and that's what kind of bugged a lot of people, is that you should probably choose between both of them. But nonetheless, it's good that if they are going to do that in Black Ops 2, that you will have to sacrifice something. So in the next episode, we're going to talk about a little bit more of some of the game modes that were being mentioned and seen in the previous builds of the game. Some of the game modes I would extremely like to see in the next iteration of a Treyarch Call of Duty, and some of the talks about the netcode of the game and how big it's going to be, that how important it's going to be, the fact that the netcode needs to be good at the release of Black Ops 2. But let me know what you guys think. Leave a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. My name is Maximilian, and I'll see you guys next time.